Hi, Gaurav. Thank you so much for taking our time for this interview. May we request you to please share your journey, your story in your own words?
Sure. So my journey, like I said, if somebody wants to correlate with my journey, it has to be, folks coming with an experience profile. Like when I started my MBA on the day of joining, I was 14 and a half year of professional experience.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody wants to correlate with my journey, somebody having a 10 plus year profile, maybe predominantly working at on-site locations rather than in India, having one kid and settle married life, then how will you overcome certain challenges
Mm-hmm.
which comes while you are fulfilling your professional duties, your personal duties, your family duties, everything that you're fulfilling, then still how do you travel that journey and make it happen is how I myself correlate my own journey, that like what was unique to my part when I was making it, like I was saying. So yeah, that's where I would say it reflects more on me.
Okay. So, in your opinion, what are a few factors or actions you took that made all the difference?
Well, now what actions I took is mostly like I would say perseverance. Like I was determined to crack it. Where I would start to give an a bit about me is that typical general engineer male Gen category. Okay, coming from computer science, I got an opportunity to go on-site locations very early.
All right.
But whatever my engineering degree can do for me, I already achieved it. There was a time when you hit the glass ceiling. So for me, the crisis happened somewhere around 2012, 13.
Okay.
It's that time around that I felt like this is so much so my engineering degree can bring it to me, right? I need to, like a doctor, like a lawyer, who are keep getting themselves updated, with the new medical procedures, with the new laws and etc.
Yeah.
I need to update myself. A lot of folks decide to do, maybe an architect positions and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to try something different.
Okay.
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 And that's what led to me, maybe it's a time to do an MBA. In the beginning, it was hardly anything. It was just like, typical Indian person.
Okay.
Okay, let's do an MBA. Nothing else. Let's do an MBA.
Mm-hmm.
And coming from a humble background, there was no guidance available to me in the beginning. In the very beginning, there was nothing available that, why do you want to do it? At
Mm-hmm.
that time, it was because that's everybody does it, or that is the only thing I'm aware of, something that would make a difference.
Right.
So in the very beginning, it was that. Like I took almost 4 to 5 years to complete my GMAT.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the time difference between first attempt and the last attempt, second attempt, where when I cleared it,
Mm.
it was almost 5 years, including the prep time, for all. And like I said, one mistake I did in the beginning, that I
Mm.
did not interacted with my fellow peers who were doing it.
Okay.
I didn't learn from their own experience,
Mm-hmm.
what were the challenges and that. And it was mostly a brute force. Yeah, I'll crack it. I'll do it. And this is the only thing I have to do. Maybe I had too much time at that time that, just went with a little bit of a brute force over there. There's a lot of roughness around the edges on me
Mm-hmm.
that, I'll do it. But then a couple of my friends, like one of them made for ISB, one of them made for Oxford, and they were my roommates at that time. So that inspiration led me, there is, first of all, like I can do, I'm living with those guys. If they can do, so do can I. And while I can do, maybe the difference, maybe better to learn from them, that how did they manage to do it
Right.
with all the similar challenges.
Mm-hmm.
But then in my case, personal journey also happened around the same time. I started very late. So I got
Alright.
married, I got kids, then I again moved back to US with a
Okay.
lot of professional, issues coming. So it took me a lot of time. And one thing at hindsight, I always realized that, though it was easy, I should have given it a more dedicated time and attention. Like, the
Alright.
moment you decide you are going to do it,
Mm-hmm.
keeping sacrifice aside, that, it always takes sacrifice.
Right.
Better, start, give it a full attention and focus, take a break from your family also.
Okay.
But give it a full attention and try to finish it on time. Don't drag it too much,
Right.
which I think, worked in my favor, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
When the day I was finally giving my interview, It worked very well at that time,
All
but at
right.
the same time, don't drag it too much. It's not that high. Maths is easy for us, like you would always hear. Maths is easy, quant is easy, verbal is not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, wherever you need to bridge the gap, knowledge gap,
Mm-hmm.
you finish up that, do it on time, and try to complete it ASAP before you hit, a higher level
Okay.
in your experience. And so, if folks wants to learn from my journey, mostly, part one is uh, complete your GMAT on time. That is one of the essential criteria. It's not the only criteria in your interview process or application process, but
Okay.
it's one of the criteria. So get it done and dusted on time.
Right.
See what you need to do at your family level also, because they also need to support you. Otherwise, you are not going to get time to do any of the things,
Absolutely.
right? So bless to heart my family members. Look, when I was sitting and studying in library, they were sitting alone. I was not available with them to take care of certain things, right?
Right.
So they were also, pitching in with their own parts to help me out, uh, you know.
Mm.
So, and once you complete it, yeah, then it's a different challenge, but
Right.
that's one of the big steps before you can move forward.
Your journey so far, it's been really inspiring to hear. So, what would you like to say about your experience and learnings from managing the application timeline?
So one point I made it earlier. It's very important that you be in touch with the folks who
Mm-hmm.
have went through that journey. It will take you a lot of time to learn on your own. And
Mm.
that's the brute force I was talking about.
Right.
Now, it might be a little bit expensive in that sense, like you're paying somebody, but better do that thing and learn from somebody else's experience or learn from professionals who are sitting there, who have a latest knowledge of latest trends, what questions are being asked to at a ground level. And one time I was making a point that you did everything, you got a good GMAT score,
Mm-hmm.
you are capable, right? But on that day, on that 45 minutes, 1 hour interview process, or when you're writing your SOP, if you're not able to structure your thoughts, so what happens in an interview is just 1 hour is a reflection of everything that you are.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that 1 hour is not sufficient. You know,
Mm.
you may be trying to judge a person, and it just the system is like that. The other side also, there are so many applicants. They are judging you in that first 10 minutes, first 5 minutes, maybe with your first answer.
Right.
Within the first answer, they will say, okay, on the interviews, will say, I have made up my mind. This guy is like this. So that's why I made this point, or I learned it a hard way, that learn from the people who have went through that journey,
Mm-hmm.
or people are sitting there. That will just help you to structure your thoughts. It will help you to understand any curveball
Mm-hmm.
that could come on your way. That and like when I started with Expert Global in the beginning, it was like, okay, I need somebody who can help me out. I had experience from GMAT process. I
Right.
did not wanted to do the same thing in my application process. So I thought, let me hire a professional consultant. Let
Mm-hmm.
me see how they can help me also. And for me, at that time, if I remember, even Expert Global was new. They were also establishing, that time. So for me, okay, let's see how we can make it. So I got the first questionnaire from Global. It had all the key questions that help us to structure, on how will you write and approach your statement SOP,
Right.
or what questions could be potential questions during interview. It was not the full interview question, but mostly to gather your thoughts around for SOP. And answering those questions, when I was writing those questions, it helped me to have a deeper insight into myself. you know so now I'm aware of, okay, so if I'm responding to somebody for any question, why I am giving that, okay, what's the reason, okay, I have a deeper insight into myself, that because I'm answering those questions, so
Mm-hmm.
and that helped me, again, simply, it helps you to structure your thoughts,
Right.
right? So it helps you to have a predictability in your responses. Now you know that what would be the follow-up question if I'm writing this,
Right.
okay, because you are thinking that thing. So
Yes.
help using maybe Exploit Global in that process helped me in gathering my own thoughts, writing, and that helped me in basically writing a better SOP. That helped me maybe excelling in my interview process as well.
Okay.
And that led to the final. But
Right.
it makes difference. It makes difference if you are touched. If you because when I came here, I realized in my batchmate there were people who were already in the multiple WhatsApp groups
All
where
right.
they were all talking and interacting in terms of what's going on. Now, sitting at on-site, I didn't have that facility because all those guys were here. They would go in a coaching institute. They would be in touch with certain other batchmates who are giving exam at the same time,
Right.
sharing similar aspirations, and they're like, but while you are outside, sitting outside India, you may not be that privileged, that you are in touch with other folks who are giving exam at the same time, who are walking in the same shoes as, or taking the same journey as what you are taking, right?
Right.
So connected, with you guys, it helped me to bring up to the speed on in terms of what's going on, okay, what folks are asking, and that makes the big difference when I was framing the answer or when I went in my interview. Couple of interview, mock-up interviews also I gave. That
Okay.
helped me, in that sense that though
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy to say, the very first question, tell me something about yourself,
Right.
right? The question that you hear quite often. But when on that day you would practice, but
Mm.
you can't learn something and just blabber it out, right? On that day, the first question could be slightly different and the same question could be presented to you in a different manner, right?
Right. Yes.
So that process, right? That process I went through with you guys, it helped me in understanding better, and that I believe it made a difference, and that's why I was, thankful enough. Hey, uh, fine, it was a professional contract, but while you are getting those services, there were certain things which make a big difference
Yes.
in the overall process, and that's where the customer delight where it lies, and
Right.
that's where I was more thankful at hey why I wanted to share my own journey with you guys and what made difference for me.
Right. Okay. That's really inspiring. And
Mhm.
we're so thankful to you for sharing it with us. Would you like to describe your interview experience with the B school?
So I gave interviews, or rather I applied to total 6 institutes. There was Macomb in Texas. I also applied for Oxford. I applied for IIM Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Calcutta, Bangalore, all. So those were my 6 choices, and for almost all places I took the help. Now,
Oh,
my interview, I got selected in all IIMs except Bangalore.
all
And
right.
Bangalore had a totally different criteria for selection. So I couldn't make it up past the, SOP part itself. I didn't make it to the interview.
Okay.
Later on, I got to know, their preference for the experience courses that I was looking for, right? Their preference was totally slightly high, lesser age group than what I was offering to. Okay, but I still make it up to Ahmedabad, Calcutta, and Lucknow. I got selected over there, all places. Now, in the process was we did. It was going in sequence for me that we went through the application process for Ahmedabad first, then for Calcutta, and then for Lucknow. Interview also went in the similar order. I got selected in Calcutta first,
All right.
then later on into in I later I made it to Ahmedabad as well.
That's
And but
amazing.
then I decided to go ahead with Ahmedabad. That was a choice for me. In the interview, I still remember I was sitting in Plano, Texas. It was 10:30 p.m. in night, and before an interview, like typically you meditate,
Yes.
that what I'm going to cover and all that. So I went through. It was a very interesting story. Decided to give my interview in sitting in office. So I went in my office 10:30 night, Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody was in office. In fact, I reached my office in evening itself.
All
I
right.
was getting that focus ready in terms of what I'm going to cover and how I'm going to respond. All typical rituals and customs that you go through. So I was into that mind, but then I had at least, like I said in the previous response, that I had some few questions and few responses, few structure ready with me that this is I wanted to cover, but
Right.
it happened a curveball, and this is I'm talking IIM Ahmedabad interview. So all they did was they offered me a couple of topics.
Okay.
Okay, uh, basically they had a bowl with topics written on it, and they just said just pick up from the chip, and whatever the topic is, if you are comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
just speak about it for 10 minutes.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
that was the only thing. Now I picked it up, and they offered me an exception. They said, hey, you are sitting in US. Maybe you're not aware of this topic. If you want to pick up anything else, pick it up. And it was had to do with India's response on the Rohingya crisis going on at that time, right? So, and I was like, no, I'm comfortable. Let's go ahead with it.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so that's how the story went.
All
But in
right.
response, what they are trying to assess,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm giving an interview answer to a question,
Yeah.
how logical I am in my thought process, right? What analysis I am applying to it. And while I'm doing it, maybe I'm thinking like a business manager in
Right.
terms of, these are my resources, this is the objective I have.
Right.
Am I able to meet my resources to my objective? So
Okay.
while the topic could be, totally a political topic, like if I ask you today, you might want to have a similar thought process on, Russia-Ukraine crisis,
Right.
right? But their intent was to assess that, how methodical we are, how logical we are in our responses.
Okay.
Are
Okay.
you thinking like that or not? Now, this is the curveball I was talking earlier,
Right.
that while the question is so offbeat,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you may get emotional into it while responding to it. It's a humanitarian crisis.
Yes.
It makes sense. You would expect so somebody to make, but that is not how the B schools work. That is how not the business managers think or work. So while everything is said and then they are still thinking, this is my objective. These are my resources. I need to use my resources to meet my objective. How
Mm-hmm.
do I get myself aligned? So
Right.
whether you were able to answer it or not. Now, what helped me? Like I said, one part is definitely what I am, who I am. Like
Right.
I was in touch since beginning. I used to spend a lot of time on news reading, what's going on right now around me. Have my own opinion, but have my own logical and balanced opinion.
Okay.
In particularly in today's context, not one side is correct. You got to have different perspectives. So, but how do you use those perspectives to give a final response? And then
Right.
the 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 learning process that I went through with the expert global questions, that okay, so their intent is asking me this part.
Okay.
Okay, so
Right.
am I ready with those things or not?
Mm-hmm.
So using snippets from learning from your questionnaire, using my own experience and giving that balanced answer, and then it never harms that
Mm-hmm.
having that great interaction. When you're
Right.
talking with somebody,
Yes.
ultimately it always makes difference that, hey, is
Mm-hmm.
this guy good in talking? Is this guy good in interaction?
Right.
So bunch of mix of all those spices what makes a difference, but
Absolutely.
that's what made a difference for me
Okay.
in that interview process. And similar thing happened for Calcutta as well.
All
Okay,
right. Okay.
they did not give me any topic,
Okay.
but when we were having interaction with them, at least their questions were straight out of the list, that you guys provided to me.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
they were a bit more direct. Okay, while IIM Ahmedabad was indirect in judging on the similar response,
All right.
Calcutta and Lucknow were more direct. The questions were straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a few questions were right out of that list.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
but there were curveballs here and there, which are always, the follow-up questions are more scary. The first question is always easy. You know what they are gonna. At the
Right.
end of the day, everybody is bounded by certain limitations. So
Mm-hmm.
first question is easy. It's the follow-up question that builds while you're answering it.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
so having an all perspective, all these things can be judged on, all these things I can be judged.
Right.
If you have some response ready on it, that that helps. So that made a difference in Calcutta and Lucknow.
All
And
right.
Lucknow had one essay also, which I wrote it quickly in 5 minutes, and I think the response time was I have to write an essay in 5-6 minutes
Oh,
and send the snippet back, because my interview happened while I was in Plano, Texas.
okay.
So they had a slightly different version. And yes,
Right.
nobody, when taking an interview, nobody asks you, show us the room, whether you are alone or there are anybody helping you.
Mm-hmm.
The folks who are taking your interview, at least in the good B schools, they are very professional. They
Right.
have spent their life over there. They know how authentic you are,
Right.
right? Uh, I and while you're trying to be authentic, still you don't want to be rough around things. So it helps to smooth out your response. It helps to present yourself in a better way.
Right.
And in that interview process, it made a difference. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. Wow, that's really interesting. So, can you tell us about your MBA experience?
So one question, something even I explored myself, when everything was said and done, why I am here.
Right.
In the beginning, easy responses are, I'm looking for a growth. But is that the growth only you were looking for? Because typically, if you see now,
Mm-hmm.
folks who are doing purely technical courses, okay, they are also making the similar, they are also having the same growth or better growth,
Right.
compared to MBA.
Mm-hmm.
So why I decided to do for it, maybe the polished response came once I went through that journey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so doing it from a good school makes a difference.
Right. Absolutely.
Now I am involved in certain conversations which nobody would have given me a chance earlier. Okay, people are. Uh, Now, when you go through that MBA, because we were purely technical guys. Okay, I'll be honest.
Mm.
I was like a typical computer guy. Okay,
Okay.
I was born and brought up in data analytics,
All
but
right.
still I wanted to be in the industry because I wanted to be around technology,
Okay.
algorithms, or the logical flow of algorithms excited me. Okay, I used to love solve those technical problems, and that's what the whole mind was. Okay,
Okay.
that you only think in terms of, hey, these are my variables.
Mm-hmm.
This is the logical flow I need.
Right.
Okay, this is my decision making process. Everything was around that, but the actual business
Mm-hmm.
is not around that, right? Actual business is understanding, what your operations are, what your peoples are.
Right.
Okay, how do you define strategy for where do you want to go? It's very easy, like you can just throw a word around. Hey,
Right.
I want to be in strategy. Maybe that's why. Uh, but if you are in a particular company, maybe you can't adopt a strategy that Amazon adopted. If
Mm-hmm.
you are a budding company, like something that works for somebody else, it's not gonna work for you. So when I'm doing my MBA journey,
Yes.
what makes what the big learnings I have in my journey were, you know, if I'm going to make you a business manager
Mm-hmm.
and gonna make you sit in a conversation, are you comfortable in talking with a finance guy,
Mm-hmm.
accounting guy, marketing guy, supply chain guy, operations guy, factory operations guy,
Mm-hmm.
strategy guy? Are you able to converse with them, with experts from all these functions
Mm-hmm.
in their own language or not?
All right.
If you are able to talk with them,
Mm-hmm.
only then you can have a probability of being a decent manager, not good.
Right.
Okay, you have a probability, you have all the raw material that you could be a good business manager,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
doing an MBA from a good school really helped me in getting an exposure.
All
Okay,
right. Yeah.
still not fully there. Okay, so what I did was, IIM Ahmedabad PGPX course for 1 year, but
Okay.
that 1 year is not that enough to learn from somebody's experience who has spent years in that function. But 1 year maybe is good enough to
Mm-hmm.
get an exposure. Okay, these are the key challenges. This is the language what supply chain guy talks about. So when I'm making a decision, I'm having a talk with him
Yes.
that, hey, because supply chain issues is a big word right now. So when I'm talking with him,
Mm-hmm.
am I understanding him? Because I need inputs from him to make a final decision, what I'm going to go through, right? He might say, you need a part ABC,
Mm-hmm.
which can be come on time, but that similar part is going to cost me, and my accounting guy is going to tell me, no, this is out of budget, right? So uh, thinking like so what MBA help is, you just be a business manager. Now you have exposure for everything
Yeah.
that helps you in better decision making.
Okay.
So
Okay.
during the MBA process, that helps.
All right.
Further, if you do it from a good school,
Yeah.
it gives you that medal on there. You
Right.
are, like I said, you learn from somebody else's experience. Now you are leveraging somebody else's
Mm-hmm.
success. So
Right.
because that school has given so many great leaders,
Yeah.
you can have a right to boast about that. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I did from this particular school. Okay. However, you did not anything. You are just out in the market. You're still to prove yourself, but you can still boast on the success of your alum, right? So
Absolutely.
you get those bragging rights.
Right.
It gives you that acceleration also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because while everybody was doing what was their daily job, what was daily expectation,
Yeah.
you were not sitting idle. You were
Right.
doing something different, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I was also fulfilling my professional duty.
Mm-hmm.
Right? At the same time, I was studying to do something different.
Wow.
You see,
Yeah.
right? You see all those edutech ads, right? EdTech ads these days that, hey, I'm doing a part-time course,
Mm-hmm.
better opportunities.
Right.
That's what this said whole that MBA journey gives you, that everybody is sitting, maybe having a relaxation, they're having those free time and blessed to their heart. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing something different
Yeah.
to make it. So during the MBA journey, it's the learning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, people will say there is nothing in it. Yeah, there is nothing, but it still gives you that punch. Okay,
Right.
then the bragging rights, then you have that acceleration in your career path. And if you are looking to switch industry,
Yes.
then these are the courses that also help you to switch industry. So there were examples in my back, because I did not switch. So, but I saw with my friends and my peers that they came from a typical job of a banking, person in SBI, but then they were able to switch and go into an project manager or product manager roles in IT,
All right.
right? So people were able to switch also. So
Right.
it helps you in multiple ways. So for me, the three key things remain is the learning, the bragging rights, and in the acceleration. So that elements, yeah.
Okay. So, can you tell us about your journey post MBA? Like, how did the entire pre-application phase and your MBA kind of contribute
Hmm.
to your growth post MBA?
So I would start maybe the post MBA courses in terms of from where the campus, how the campus interview happened, and because that played a big role in the post MBA journey also for me. Here we are, on the day of interviews. It was day one, slot zero,
Mm-hmm.
and that comes as a shock to a
Right.
lot of it. We did pretty well as a batch. Okay,
Okay.
uh, almost 50% got placed on the day one. But
Oh.
the folks who were coming from an experienced profile, they
Mm-hmm.
faced different challenges.
Oh.
Okay, uh, and now it is my firm opinion. Again, this is my opinion. If anybody asks me that, if you want to do an MBA, maybe the clean time is around 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
If you are eight year of experience, that would be a clean time.
Right.
Starting from 5 to 8 or 5 to 8 to 9 years, and that's a clean time. 8 9 years when you'll hit a peak, and
All
then the
right.
curve goes other way around, because
Right.
when the recruiters are coming to you,
Mm-hmm.
they have already made up their mind
Mm-hmm.
that if they are looking somebody to offer a management training, they are
Yes.
looking future leaders,
Mm-hmm.
then they want that rawness. They want those because you have spent more than 10 years in one industry. They think that you're only fit for that.
All right. Yeah.
So from a recruiter's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
giving you a chance
Right.
for a new role and responsibility becomes tough.
Right.
It is tough for them also. How would they justify,
Mm-hmm.
that we have such an experienced profile
Yes.
who's good in only one kind of a thing? Now he did something different as well, but not the established companies will not give you a chance for anything new. Their idea would be maintain the status quo, and they will try to force fit you in the same role that you have been doing earlier. They'll give you an accelerated path,
Yeah.
right? So they will give you 2 or 3 promotions together, if you would have been remained there.
Right.
But they still try to remain you in the same function. Now, if you're trying to switch or you're trying to make anything different, becomes tough.
Oh.
Okay. So while our placements were happening, I was relaxed in the sense, and I was helping my other peers also. That don't worry, we are from IT services,
Right.
and there's a lot of opportunities around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, getting a placement is not an issue. Getting the right fitment is an issue for us. Okay,
Yeah.
so where we really want to do,
Okay.
and what works in our segment, okay, in our strata was that uh, we sat in an interview, we applied for certain jobs where half of the times we were overqualified. So we did not find the job that we applied for, but the recruiters have to create new profiles for us. Okay, they have to make new openings for us because they thought that, hey, this part is not going to fit you. So
Mm-hmm.
here we are offering you, maybe we are creating new roles for you, and then you come and fit in those roles, and that's what makes difference. I know you may not get placed on day one, day two, day three. You
Right.
just ignore that part. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, if you have a real juice in you, okay, and coming from all the background and your batchmates helping you
Yeah.
at the same time, is
Mm-hmm.
that recruiters also now trying to find new profiles for you.
Oh,
That okay, we interviewed somebody, he left a mark. Now we are going to offer him something unique and different.
all right.
That is what exactly happened in my case.
Okay.
So I got offer. Now those are not official offers because a lot of conversation happened offline also. But
Okay.
I got offer from 2 to 3 places.
Oh, wow.
All were not the job I applied, but they were trying to create something new for me.
Wow, that's
So
awesome.
I
Mm-hmm.
decided to go ahead with start my journey with LTI. Right now I joined as a delivery manager at L&T Infotech.
All right. Okay.
Right
Amazing. Mm-hmm.
now over there also post MBA. Now when the post MBA happens, now you are involved in certain decisions, certain meetings. You're having certain interactions
Yeah.
that you never had before.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now your bosses comes to you saying that don't do what we normally do.
Okay.
Okay. Whole reason we hired you, you take a look at it and tell us a new way of doing the same thing.
All right.
Either
Interesting.
new way or a different way or something.
Yeah.
So if you are an aspiring organization like LPI, who's also trying to be establish itself in big players. Now they have legacy, they have heritage.
Right.
Keep those aside. Okay, they are also trying to prove themselves. That they are big players as well. Now, why the only way you can do is don't
Mm-hmm.
follow what somebody else has already done. You can't repeat it. You have to do something different. So in my post MBA journey, or when you are gonna folks who are going to go that, they are also going to have the same interaction that let's not do something what our previous guy has done. You bring a fresh perspective, and that conversation I never had with my manager before MBA.
All right.
Right? It was it was kind of a tunnel vision over there. That you look into the project,
Yeah.
you look at the technical challenge. That's
Okay.
it, right? You didn't had a free pass to think something new,
Mm.
do something different, present your ideas, see if the strategy is working or not, form a strategy as well.
Yeah.
So much so,
Mm.
and maybe my learnings, my own things that helped me. That hey, I had a recently there was a conversation where my own boss told me, you decide the location, you decide the role and responsibility that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will make the position for you,
Okay.
and then you will. And that's a similar opportunity lot of my other colleagues also got when I go and talk with them, that once the learning helped also, once you go and prove it, right, with
Mm-hmm.
everything combined. So those thoughts, those conversations we never had before. Now there is a different path, there is a different segment in which we are competing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, earlier I was in that group of technical folks. I could have been architect and going in that manner. Now there is a different management path for me, or different a roadmap altogether open for us.
Amazing.
So it it happens.
Yes.
Now nothing serves on plate
Mm-hmm.
it's so easily, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
the hardships and struggle that you always have to do,
Mm.
but
Absolutely.
whether somebody is going to give you that opportunity
Mm.
for that question or not, that becomes a different, because now even while your managers are talking with you, then they know that this guy has done something different.
Right.
He's coming from this role. Now they'll also give you that leeway to give you a chance to, hey, why don't you find out an answer for this?
Right.
That
Okay.
wouldn't have happened earlier. So
Mm-hmm.
in the post MBA journey,
Yes.
this is what makes a difference. That now you have an opportunity. So
Mm-hmm.
God knows whether you'll be a CEO of a company or not. Okay,
Okay. Mm.
but you are showing the kid, and I don't, by the way, I'll be humble here and say that I don't think I'll be ever be a CEO, but
Okay.
I still have a right seeds and right material to serve at a senior management position, for that matter, right? You will become, that will be depend upon lot of luck factors and others,
Mm-hmm.
but there are the right seeds or right material is present. And while you have the material,
Yes.
you always also have an opportunity to show it.
Right.
You have everything in the world,
Yeah.
right? You are the best raw material you have,
Mm-hmm.
but then there are no opportunities. One single opportunity is not there. ingredient of a luck, one single ingredient of opportunities are missing, right?
Okay.
So now you will have a chance to either create opportunities yourself, or you will get certain chances where you will be showing that, hey,
Right.
now I'm able to show that there are certain things which I'm offering slightly uniquely.
Mm-hmm.
Once you work on that path, once you show your and perform yourself, then the doors open for you, in that sense. So at least we are able to get the material in order and get the right things at right places. So in that sense. So that works, yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So, what would be your final message or suggestion to all the
Hmm.
GMAT aspirants and MBA applicants watching this video?
At the hindsight, maybe something I would have done differently, but I could recommend folks, is that if you have been listening this, interaction so far, that it's good that you complete it on time, particularly a GMAT. It's not tough. Okay. It's not easy. Everybody can say that on hindsight, but it's not tough as well. Give it due attention, learn from other people, see the mistakes that they made, and you try to improvise, on it. Be authentic yourself, align your family. That's very important because they also have to, sacrifice certain things while you are studying and doing it.
Right.
Okay, because every evening after office, I used to go in library and sit for my time.
All
Okay,
right.
every evening,
Mm-hmm.
including weekends. So
Oh,
all those evenings, I was not available with my family.
right.
Right?
Okay. Yes.
So see, unless you put in some effort, nothing else. So
Right.
you do it. I never went into lot of mock tests and other things, and I really can't. It's been 4 years, so I won't go into the technical part of GMAT. But
Right.
uh, I used an example of like a bird. Every day I will pick up a question.
Mm-hmm.
I will solve that question, and I make sure that I don't repeat the same mistake
Okay.
again. Right?
Right.
And once you are done with it in the interview process and other the application process,
Mm-hmm.
then it's an don't let's not make it open season, but have a broader circle. Interactions with earlier folks is going to help you. You will learn from other people and
Right.
maybe see how you can align it with using your own personality and see that collectively it's going to make a difference for you.
Wow.
So that's a snippet I can pass to other folks. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gaurav, for sharing your inspiring journey with us. I'm sure your suggestions are going to help with thousands of students in their journey to success. And we are so thankful to you for actually taking out time and interviewing with us.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks you guys.
Yes.
Thank you. All right.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Okay. Bye.